Well, a federal high court in Abuja has granted bail to 76 #NBAD governance protesters, with each defendant required to pay 10 million naira and provide 2 sureties. The sureties must meet specific criteria. One must be a level 15 civil servant with a verifiable address within the court's jurisdiction, while the other must be a parent of the protester concerned. The protesters, including 32 minors, were arrested in various cities for participating in the August 2024 demonstrations. They face charges such as conspiracy to commit treason and incitement to mutiny for urging the military to remove President Bola Tinubu. During the court proceedings, 4 defendants collapsed and were assisted out of the courtroom. The court subsequently discharged them pending their recovery, but did not acquit them. The case has been adjourned to January 24 for substantive hearing. But then we hear of the FG coming out to say is it the Minister of Justice, now if I get that story right, coming out to say, oh, bring their case files to my office, let's handle it quickly. Yes, that's a new development to this particular story. And another development is the federal government coming out to say, hey, these people were not minors. These are people who have gone to school. Some of them are husbands.
But we saw them
some
in
of
the
them are
videos.
married. That's what we're told. That some of them are married. That some of the children that we saw in the videos are children who came to see their loved ones in courts. So, let's bring you in on this story first off. But please focus on what we've talked about. That's the bail that they have been granted, the sureties that have been, there's a provision for bail and all of that, 10 million naira.
Before I talk about the bail, I want to say that Socrates, the philosopher, said the unexamined life is not worth living by any human being. This situation with the children that we are arraigned in courts and who have been living in quite a dehumanizing situation is a call for us to examine ourselves. These children, they are called adults or they are called teenagers. We can see them with our eyes. We can see videos that when they were arraigned in courts, some of them crying, they looked malnourished. This is an opportunity for the government for national reconciliation. Now, the bail condition is 10 million naira for these children. You don't need a prophet or you don't need a satellite to see that they're in poor conditions. How can they raise 10 million naira for their bail? The question why they were arrested was because they were protesting. They were protesting because of the worsening poverty and economic situation in the country. Irrespective of the fact that they were making some calls that were not favorable with the government, this is an opportunity for the president to call the children. If I were the president, I would invite the children to the State House and interact with them and have a conversation with them.
Now, the part that the government is really coming in and the court is really holding strong is the part where the Russian flags were raised. And that's the treason that they have been accused of.
Is it not in this same country that some bandits capture villages and raise their flags? I am not excusing the behavior of the children, but something led to that action. There is frustration, there is aggression, there is despair, there is hopelessness. There is a disconnect between the leaders and the masses. That's why I said if I were the president, the first thing I would do is that I would invite the children to the State House and interact. They are children, for goodness sake. Now they can be conditioned to, see, these children can be an asset to this country. If we don't pay attention to them, if we lose them, we don't know what's going to happen in few years to come, next years to come. So we should pay attention to this.
I want to say that it is disheartening, it is shameful for the Nigerian state to allow such gory picture that we saw during the Nigerian Biafran War of Pashoko to show on the national television, and for such people to appear on a national television. And it is also beats my imagination how a Boko Haram militant, when they are captured, the military will say that they have de-radicalized them. They will sew uniform for them. They will send them to rehabilitation centers and give them monies. And these are Nigerian citizens that are complaining of the harsh economic situation, which is a reality. Even the government herself has come out to admit that the Nigerians are going through a lot. So there was something that led to the action of these, our brother Nigerians. And to treat them in such manner is really unacceptable to us. It's really unacceptable to me as a person. It has also alluded to what my brother Judge said about the conditions of the Nigerian so-called correctional centers. People are not eating. How many months have they been? And they should have been kept in a special facility because they are not criminals. They are not armed robbers. So the Nigerian correctional facility, hence they have a special place they gave Bobrisky. They said that they have special places for people. Why did they deny those, my brothers, and those who protested for the national cohesion and for the betterment of Nigeria to be kept them in such dehumanizing condition? They lack access to basic facilities. They lack access to medication. When they are not yet been convicted. That is why most Nigerians will even prefer to become prisoners abroad than to be free citizens in Nigeria. Because there after 2 years, you get yourself something doing. It was also in this country that during the start of the Ukrainian Russian invasion, Nigerians volunteered to go to Ukraine because I saw on the international television where soldiers are being cared for. Medical doctors were taking care of soldiers. They were being fed well. We all saw it on national television, those who watch in internet. So for me, this kind of bare conditions they give them is laughable. It's very serious. That means the government is not ready, or I'm just seeing it as a way that the government wants to instill fear and gag the Nigerian public and quieting the youth and say that it is an end for us. This is our dead end. Do this and you get this. So for them to put out such bare conditions, my dear, it is as good as the Nigerian state has told us that we don't have right to voice out our concerns.
This is very